And for us, we had a lot of difficulties. If it's money raising, I've just said last week in an interview that I had that there was one investor that actually had to invest a big amount of money for us. And by the end, we saw that this was a scheme or a scam. And
Wow.
and we almost had no money. And actually, we, the founders, put money in the company in order to pay salaries.
Welcome to 20-Minute Leaders. Just sit back, relax, and learn from the leaders of today. It's a journey. Each one is different, unique, inspiring. Let's get started. This episode is powered by J Ventures, a community-driven VC fund in Silicon Valley, in partnership with Leumitech, sponsored by Homeward Ventures, Hippo Insurance, Upwest Labs, Synergy Global, Hillel at Stanford, Leap, Birthright Excel, Serona Partners, and in media partnership with CTech. Hello and welcome to another episode of 20-Minute Leaders. Today I am with Akiva Armon, the CEO and founder of Wisesight Technologies Ltd. Akiva was born in Jerusalem and is married with 4 children, currently living in Ness Harim as close as possible to nature. He holds a master's degree in physics and electro-optics and worked in a classified position in the defense industries and was the key engineer of the Arrow 3 missile and of many and various classified projects. Since 2016, he is the founder of Wisesight, a smooth and straightforward smart parking technology for a better parking experience. Akiva Armon, welcome to 20-Minute Leaders, all the way right now from the Hebrew University campus, but really from the Wisesight offices, soon to be in a new location. How are you today?
I'm great, thank you. Thank you for inviting me, Michael. It's a pleasure.
So Jerusalem and smart parking and startups in Israel and in all my favorite things we're going to be talking about today. It's really, really awesome. Akiva, you have such a unique experience both in the IAI as the head of product management, but previously a senior systems engineer, so both engineering and product management, bachelor's of Bar Ilan, master's at the Hebrew University, staff sergeant from the IDF, and today founder and CEO of a very, very cool startup that honestly all of us want and need a long time ago. So Akiva, welcome to the show, and share with me a little bit about you and who you are.
Okay, thank you, Michael. So my name is Akiva Armon. I'm the founder and CEO of Wisesight. I'm living in a small village next to Jerusalem called Ness Harim, and I'm married with 4 amazing kids. So that is about me. And I worked at the IAI for 6 years and so. And together with my partner from the IAI, we believe that we could do something different to bring something new to the world that actually affects all of us. So we thought about Wisesight.
Incredible. And you partnering with your friends and Wisesight, where did this really come about? I understand that all of us, are having issues with smart mobility and smart cities and parking, but the gap from having this pain point to actually forming a company around that, it's a pretty long journey. So what was going on throughout this journey?
Yeah, so actually, together we worked together with my friend Ram Rokach, which is our CTO. We thought about how we can bring new technology to the civilian industry. After working with the defense industries, the different defense industries in Israel, we thought how we can use the knowledge that we gathered among those years and bring a new solution to the civilian field as well. So I'm tired to see traffic jams, looking for empty parking space, wasting my time with traffic. So we thought about maybe we could help in that way. So with that solution that we have, we're actually helping saving time and saving parking fines from the drivers. So I think this is a good cause, and it was a good cause to leave the IAI for that.
Can you take me a little bit higher level and share with me, how do we get to this problem in the first place? So where are we at right now, both in terms of, the problem in terms of numbers, and scale, but also how did we get to where we are?
Yeah, I think that it's not just in Israel. It's like a general problem that everybody wants to own their own car, to own their own vehicles. So at the end, it comes out that there is infrastructure, there are roads and infrastructure planned many years ago, but now we're dealing with the population, and the population is, of course, increasing by the time, and the infrastructure stayed the same among those all years. So there are more vehicles and more traffic, and actually the infrastructure is not changing so much. So at the end, there are more vehicles, more traffic, less parking for those vehicles. So this problem is actually getting difficult and difficult by the year.
But, technology has been around for, much more, many more than, 10, 15 years. But let's use 10, 15 years as an example, because this is when people were talking about electric vehicles and we're seeing, the World Wide Web explode. And it's obvious that, things around us are becoming digital, yet infrastructure and cities didn't seem to adapt or even discuss this issue even until now. How do you explain this gap between the innovation in the world and what's actually happening in our physical spaces?
Yeah, listen, it's tough to bring a revolution and to bring a technology revolution into the field of industry, parking, municipalities. Sometimes they are working with the old methods and just don't change my game, don't change anything for me. But I think nowadays, without technology, municipalities are adopting our technologies because they can see how much it is easier, how much we can save them. A lot of fraction between the drivers and the parking officers, and actually we're bringing a holistic solution, frictionless for the municipality. So I think nowadays they're trying to adopt that. Of course, at the beginning we had to get those early adapters, so the technology more accepting municipalities. But I think nowadays the big municipalities, the tougher municipalities with that aspect, they're approaching us because they can see that we've done something different with other ones, and they're trying to adopt that.
Tell me a little bit about your experience validating this idea with municipalities and figuring out how can we actually use technology to help start solving this problem. What was that like for you?
Actually, I think it was amazing because actually we started in a municipality here in Israel. It's a Kfar Saba municipality, and with the right person. His name was Itai Tzachar. He was the CEO of the municipality. And together with him, we actually thought about the solution. We thought about all the information that we can get by implementing a small pilot. And after we've done a small step, just to working with small step, I think that is the key factor. But we've done a small pilot together with the municipality. We try to figure out what their needs, the municipality needs, and what is the information that we can bring them. And after gathering the needs and the information, the big data that we can generate for them, and then delivering the big data and the recommendation of what we can do in the municipality, I think this is actually the right steps in order to get into the municipalities and to make a real difference.
Very, very cool. Tell me a little bit about the solution, the technology, the solution, how you also came up with this technology, also based on your previous experiences.
All right, so I will tell about the technology. I will just start about the vision. Our vision is that we can work frictionless with the parking industry all over the world, and with using our solution, we can do automatic payment and automatic navigation to empty parking space. I'm talking about on street, off street, and so on. And by doing that, we can save the drivers from getting any parking tickets. So we can do automatic charge for those parking spaces, direct drivers to those empty parking spaces, actually reducing the traffic from the municipality, helping drivers to get to empty parking space, and helping him or the driver, helping the driver from getting any parking fines with automatic payment. So our vision is no parking. Sorry, no parking, no parking fines, and direct drivers and saving time to the drivers. So we developed an IoT device implemented on the street light posts of the municipality, and this device could recognize every parking space to know if the driver that parked in this specific parking space paid or didn't pay for his parking space. And by the end of the month, at the end, we will send him the bill. No one has to deal with payment, just using coins or operating your app or getting any parking ticket. So everything is very strict and direct and saving a lot of frustration from the drivers. So nowadays we can do that. And meantime, it's not working like we're sending the bill by the end of the month. Of course, we can do that. But nowadays we are working together with the pay-by-phone companies. Here in Israel, it's Pango and Celopark. So if we can see the driver parked their car, didn't pay for his parking space, we're sending him SMS alert. Hey, listen, if you want to avoid any parking fines, so please restrict your payment. That way we're saving 100,000 of parking tickets every year for the drivers. So, and it's win-win to the municipality as well, because more income from payment, less income from parking fines, but totally the revenue is higher.
How is the solution actually implemented, physically in the streets? How do you get this information, or how does all this operation work that enables you, in real time to know what's happening, in terms of these parking spaces?
Yeah, so we developed an IoT device. It's based on cameras, but all the cameras and all the analytics that we're doing is real time on the spot. So there is no images coming out of the system. So it's only information that coming out of the system. So those systems implemented on the street light posts of the municipality. So they're covering all the parking spaces under the coverage of the system. And that way it's actually managing those parking spaces. So
you're observing you're basically observing the entire street, and then you're able through license plate to identify, okay, who is this person that is parking, and if the vehicle did not move for a certain amount of time, then you basically can classify them as having parked, correct?
Yeah, and we cross the information together with the pay-by-phone companies, so we can figure out if he's paying and he's not paying, and actually we help their customer, the Pango and Celopark customers, to avoid parking fines. So we're sending those SMS alerts, and that way increasing revenues for the municipality, helping drivers to pay for the parking space, and that's why it's a win-win situation for everyone.
So how do these two strategies play with each other? Both, first in terms of the partnership with the municipalities as sort of a go-to-market strategy, I assume also to be able to gain, the Wisesight into the street. But then you're mentioning that, a greater vision here is to actually enable people to navigate to free parking spaces also on the street that they might not be aware are available. How do those two strategies come together here?
Actually, it's very easy, because after implementation of the device, we're bringing, together with the municipality, we're bringing the information about the empty parking spaces for free for the drivers. So actually, our aim is to implement that information on Waze or Google Maps. So when you're driving, you're already using your Waze or Google Maps, and you can figure out where there is available parking spots. So we're delivering that information for free for the drivers, because the municipality the municipalities pays us in order to implement those devices, gather the information and deliver and help the citizens avoid parking fines and direct them to empty parking spaces. So actually, it comes together. It's win-win situation. So
now, as you're reaching out to municipalities in terms of the go-to-market, what is their response like? Is this a trivial thing for them, both in terms of the understanding the pain point and also the implementation? Because it doesn't sound that trivial to put a camera that overlooks a street.
Yeah, so I think it's very easy nowadays. If you're getting all the if you dealing with all the privacy issues of implementing cameras, so now of course we're working together with the privacy department of Israel, so we approved that by that, and we're working together with all the regulation here in Israel and abroad. So after that, it's very easy to implement those devices, but of course, we're taking care of the privacy issue. But after the approval of the municipality, we're working with subcontractors, so they are implementing those devices. It's very easy for us, and I think nowadays it's only the beginning, because we can do a lot more things. Alert the municipality for traffic jams. Alert the municipality where we can see an accident occurring in the municipality to call 911 or to bring the staff to direct them to the right place in order to solve the issue. So we can do that as a hurry as we can, and that way we can help saving people's lives. So
beautiful. What has been the most exhilarating and challenging part of this journey so far?
I think it's a whole journey. There's ups and downs. It's not so easy. Sometimes we're reading on the papers about many companies that done exit. So it seems to be very easy to be in Israel and to do a startup company and do an exit. So it's not so easy. 98 or 99% of the companies fail. So I think the best thing is to work with people, with good people. I think when you have always the same interest together with your partners, so that comes out well. And for us, we had a lot of difficulties. If it's money raising, I've just said last week in an interview that I had that there was one investor that actually had to invest a big amount of money for us, and by the end we saw that this was a scheme or a scam, and
wow.
And we almost had no money, and actually we, the founders, put money in the company in order to pay salaries, but after a month we got all the money from other investors, so it all comes out fine at the end.
And the founder journey, take me back to that exact moment. You're the investor that commits to an amount that he can't afford, perhaps, or doesn't want to afford, and you're in a struggle situation. Was there a conversation about shutting down the company or sort of giving up? What was going on?
No. I think there wasn't. In any case, there isn't such a situation that we're going to close the company, because we believe in the company. We believe that we have something strong, something that actually do good things. So I think it's not only us, the founders. I think all the employees in the company are very, very in the company. It's like a family company. Everybody wants the company to succeed. So we're bringing all the effort in. There wasn't any question about if we're going to close the company, yes or no. No, not at all. We believe in the company.
Akiva, thank you very, very much for your time, for your energy. I can't wait to be able to navigate to a free parking space on the street, and I think that what you're doing here is so important for smart mobility, and as technology is advancing, we're just waiting and we're thirsty for these types of solutions. So I wish you best of luck. I hope to see your cameras all around the world and at scale, and I can only imagine all the frustration that you're going to save so many people, particularly in Tel Aviv. So thank you very much, and stay safe and stay healthy.
Thank you so much, Michael. It was a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you.